The moon landing of 1969 remains one of humanity's greatest achievements, with Neil Armstrong taking his legendary small step for man. However, some skeptics argue that the Apollo missions were elaborate hoaxes staged by NASA. This theory has fueled debates for decades, questioning whether the moon landing was a genuine scientific milestone or an intricate fabrication. The moon landing conspiracy gained traction in the 1970s, shortly after the Apollo missions concluded. A book titled, "We Never Went to the Moon: America's $30 Billion Swindle" by Bill Kaysing claimed that NASA lacked the technology to achieve a lunar landing and presented the idea that the event was faked to secure victory in the space race against the Soviet Union. One of the most frequently cited pieces of evidence by conspiracy theorists is the image of the American flag appearing to wave on the moon. Since the moon lacks an atmosphere, skeptics argue that the flag's movement proves it was filmed in a studio. However, NASA has clarified that the flag had a horizontal rod to keep it extended, and its movement occurred due to the astronauts adjusting it during setup. Another point of contention is the absence of stars in the photographs taken on the moon. Conspiracy theorists claim that this omission indicates a studio backdrop. However, experts explain that the camera settings were optimized to capture the brightly lit lunar surface, rendering the relatively dim stars invisible. Skeptics have analyzed the shadows in moon landing photographs, arguing that inconsistent angles suggest multiple light sources indicative of a film set. NASA attributes this phenomenon to uneven lunar terrain and the single light source, the sun. The reflective properties of the moon's surface can also create complex lighting effects. The lack of a visible blast crater beneath the lunar module has been cited as evidence against the moon landing. Conspiracy theorists argue that the module's engines should have displaced significant amounts of lunar dust. NASA counters this by pointing out that the moon's low gravity and the module's controlled descent minimized the impact on the surface. Over 800 pounds of lunar rock samples were brought back by the Apollo missions. These rocks have been studied extensively by scientists worldwide and contain unique properties consistent with extraterrestrial origin. Conspiracy theorists suggest the rocks could have been fabricated or collected from Earth-like environments, but such claims lack scientific support. The Apollo missions were tracked by independent observers, including other countries and amateur radio operators. The Soviet Union, America's chief rival during the space race, never disputed the moon landings, lending credibility to the event. A popular but unfounded claim is that filmmaker Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing footage, citing his work on 2001: A Space Odyssey as evidence of his capability to create realistic space scenes. No credible evidence supports this theory, and Kubrick himself denied any involvement. Faking the moon landing would have required thousands of people to maintain an elaborate secret for decades. Experts argue that such a massive conspiracy would be nearly impossible to conceal, given the number of people involved in the Apollo program. Skeptics often underestimate the technological advancements of the 1960s. The Apollo program was supported by extensive research and funding, with over 400,000 people contributing to its success. The Saturn V rocket remains one of the most powerful launch vehicles ever built. Conspiracy theorists suggest the U.S. faked the moon landing to win the space race and distract from domestic issues, such as the Vietnam War. While geopolitical motives existed, these claims fail to account for the extensive scientific achievements and international collaboration of the Apollo program. The proliferation of moon landing conspiracy theories has been amplified by films, documentaries, and internet platforms. While these narratives are often compelling, they rely on selective evidence and speculation rather than scientific analysis. Conspiracy theories appeal to individuals seeking alternative explanations or distrusting authority. The moon landing hoax theory fits this pattern, offering an accessible narrative that challenges mainstream history. The persistence of moon landing conspiracies highlights the importance of scientific literacy. Understanding the evidence behind the Apollo missions encourages critical thinking and counters misinformation. The Apollo program advanced fields such as engineering, telecommunications, and material science. These innovations continue to benefit humanity, reinforcing the legacy of the moon landings. Recent images from NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter show the landing sites, including the remains of lunar modules and astronauts' footprints. These photographs provide tangible evidence of human activity on the moon. The moon landing conspiracy underscores the challenges of misinformation in the digital age. Addressing such theories requires a balanced approach, emphasizing evidence while understanding the psychological appeal of alternative narratives. The moon landing hoax theory persists due to a combination of skepticism, misinformation, and psychological factors. However, the overwhelming scientific evidence and historical context leave little doubt that humanity truly achieved this monumental feat. The Apollo missions stand as a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring pursuit of knowledge.